It's GamePro's Power Up! Get set for an arsenal of insider tips and tactics to help you knock out your favorite Sega Genesis and Super Nintendo games. Crash land behind the scenes with Bad Mr. Frosty, Blue Suede Goo, and the weirdest clay fighting warriors ever to shake, splatter, and roll. We'll profile the hard-hitting boxing legends of the ring and unleash devastating tips for Jurassic Park, Mario All-Stars, Mortal Kombat, and Nigel Mansell's Championship Racing. All this plus hard knocks, power punches, and the guy they call N16 Team. Coming up on GamePro's Power Up.
Welcome to the Big Apple, actually the other side of the Big Apple, Brooklyn, USA, home to some of the greatest boxers that ever lived. Hi, Scott Decker here for GamePro's Power Up. Before there were ever guys like Johnny Cage, Gambit, or Balrog, there were men like Ali, Frazier, and Tyson. That's right, I'm talking boxing legends, and they all trained right up the street at the world-famous Gleason's gym. Follow me. This has got to be the place. It is, come on. Talk about atmosphere. Check this out. Coming up, we're going to show you what it takes to be a winner at your favorite Sega Genesis and Super Nintendo video games. That's right, we've got tips, tactics, and techniques. Everything you need to know to knock out your opponents big time. We'll take a look behind the scenes of some of the hottest video games. We'll have a top 10 video rental countdown, and we'll show you how pro boxers like these train for their big bouts right here at Gleason's gym. In fact, I just may step into the ring myself. I could take these guys. But first, take on this. Sick of Street Fighter 2? Mired down in Mortal Kombat? How about a little street fighting action with a flexible change of pace? Enter the strangest cast of street fighting characters ever to plop onto the screen of the Super Nintendo or any other video game system for that matter.
Clay Fighter is something new, and at the same time it's familiar. People will be able to jump right into it just because you'll go, I recognize that, but at the same time you won't.
Who are these mighty warriors with feet of clay, and where did they come from? It seems Playland was doing nothing but collecting dust and cobwebs. That is, until the day a purple clay meteor rocketed out of the sky and splattered in the middle of the park. In a second, Playland became Clayland, home to 8 fighting warriors. Playland has never been the same since.
I think they're cool because we created them. They're cool because they haven't been done. They're cool because, and when you look at them, you know, you think this guy can do a really cool move and it really fits.
You're making a big mistake if you stick these clay fighters back in the can. Each of the fighters has enough different moves to put them head-to-head against just about any fighting game, except Street Fighter 2. The gang can jump, jump punch, jump kick, they can throw their foes and hold them and squeeze the clay from them, and a whole lot more. Interplay created these characters using real clay models to digitize the fighters, and each fighter's every move has an amusing animation.
Basically have puppets made out of clay that are photographed and then slightly moved and then photographed again. This process is repeated over and over again to give the illusion of continuous motion.
And this is Taffy Man we're animating today. When I start doing a shot, I'll first look at my reference frames here. His first pose, which would be like a anticipating the kick, getting all wound up here. Then I grab it on the computer, and I'll go into a second move, which is the in-between of the kick. Getting out here, something like this, maybe get a little more body motion going here. So then he'll go 1, 2, 1, 2. And now I go into the third one, where he'll get all extended. Get a little more oomph in his body English there. Put on a big mouth. And grab that. We've got 1, 2, 3. And there you have it.
Interplay sure knows how to poke some fun right at everyone who takes their street fighting a little too seriously. In the process, they created a game with most of the features that makes the big fighting game so popular. Play Fighter's a great game for beginners, anyone with a sense of humor, and all of you stressed-out street fighters who could stand getting the clay kicked out of you now and then.
That Mr. Frosty wins the battle.
Check out those moves. I'm here with trainer Lou Russo. How you doing, Lou? Lou's going to train me. He's going to teach me a little bobbing, a little weaving, maybe an uppercut or two. Lou, what kind of training goes into making a champion? Like when you get to the level of someone like Ali or Marciano?
A lot of hard work, dedication, and a will to learn.
Like they say, no pain, no gain. Luckily, you don't have to work this hard. Just follow these shortcuts for total domination.
Pump up for the fight of the century. To fight your mirror image in Final Fight 2 for the Super Nintendo, wait until the title screen appears, and then press down, down, up, up, right, left, and then simultaneously press button L and button R. If you've done the trick correctly, the title screen will change from black to blue. Now begin a two-player game and you'll discover that both players can choose the same characters. Let's take another shot at that. To fight your mirror image in Final Fight 2 for the Super Nintendo, wait until the title screen appears, and then press down, down, up, up, right, left, and then simultaneously press button L and button R. If you've done the trick correctly, the title screen will change from black to blue. Now begin a two-player game and you'll discover that both players can choose the same characters.
The first discovery was made in the spring of 1990. From a mine in South America came a piece of amber containing the fossilized remains of a prehistoric mosquito, one of many that had fed upon the blood of dinosaurs. From the DNA in that blood, science was able to recreate those giants, and for the first time, man and dinosaur shared the earth.
It's a communications breakdown, big time, and there's no telling who's in charge, man or dino. So the only thing to do is park your Jurassic right here and power up with this Game Genie code that gives you infinite lives in the Genesis version of Jurassic Park. BVDA, AA5G. That'll show those carnivorous critters who's boss. Nice horns, guys. They may or may not have discovered America, but the Vikings will never get lost again with these passwords for the last 5 levels of the Lost Vikings for Super Nintendo. Level 33, TRPD. Level 34, TFFF. Level 35, FRGT. Level 36, 4RN4. Level 37, MSTR.
I'm getting taped up and ready for action here. Lou, what's the purpose for this tape?
Just to protect your hands, Scott. You got to make sure your hands are in shape. You can't go into a fight with swords and boots.
I guess you got to take care of your tools in this business, right?
Definitely, these are your tools.
Fantastic. I'm pumped up and ready for action. And after this Power Pack first look, I'm going to show you what it takes to knock out your opponent.
Hey, Dom! Looks like this one's suffering from shell shock. Hey! Wait for me! God, I love being a turtle!
Looks like our heroes in the half shell are turning Mundo mean. Channel 6 Television and its ace reporter and turtle supporter, April O'Neil, present Tournament Fighters, the ultimate TV martial arts battle. And the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are tuned in and ready to kick some shell. You can enter the tournament as one of the 4 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or 6 other characters. But watch your tails. This is no cartoon. These dudes have a fierce attitude. This toughest toenails tourney is no kiddies club. However, the ferocious fighting action is suitable for players of all calibers and age groups, thanks to its 7 skill levels. You can also pump up the speed 2 levels or set game time to 4 lengths, including bop till you drop infinity time. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles score a knockout. If you're a turtle maniac interested in a Street Fighter quality fighting game, this cart delivers. Tournament Fighters is one shell of a fighting game.
Coming up on GamePro's Power Up, more hot tips and game-winning techniques. The hard-hitting heroes of boxing, plus Mortal Kombat and Mario All-Stars when we continue from Gleason's Gym in Brooklyn, New York.